Hello and welcome back to Here We Tow. Today we are tow car testing again, and I've got here the new Defender 110. I'm extremely excited to be able to review this and test it on a tow. We're here at Love to Stay. Salop Leisure have teamed up with Hatfields Jaguar Land Rover, and they're enabling us to test this out today. So a huge thank you for that. In this review, I'm going to look around the exterior, the interior, and then we're going to hitch up and we're going to see just how this does tow, because it might be that you are buying this as a tow vehicle, whether it be for a trailer or a caravan. So what do we need to know about the new Defender? Well, Defenders have been around for about 70 years, but this is the whole new model. What I suggest you do is, if you're interested in the Defender range, is definitely head to the Land Rover website, because there are so many different models and engines and prices. You're going to find the right one for you. What I will say is the Defender is going to be available in 4 models. It's going to be available in the Defender 90, the 110, then the 90 hardtop and the 110 hardtop. Today we have got the 110. And this is available in different specifications as well. Price-wise, do not be put off by the price of the new Defender, because the 90 is going to start at 43,000, the 110 is going to start at 45,000, and then it's going to go upwards. And the sky is almost the limit with the price of the Defenders. An example would be, this is the HSE, so it's top of the range, and this one with various options is coming in at £65,000. So yes, that's the top end really of many large SUVs such as the Q7 and the X5, but it's an extremely well-specced vehicle. So what do we need to know? Well, I'm going to show you round this one, which is the HSE, but many of the features I'm going to show you and tell you about are also applicable to the standard entry-level Defender. One thing I've noticed is the spec level on the new Defender is phenomenal. Previously, Land Rover has been a little bit pricey once you start putting those options on, but not with the Defender. So what do we need to know about it? Well, it's coming in at just under 5 metres in length. The impressive thing is this car across the range is going to have a curb weight of just over 2,400 kilograms and a gross vehicle mass of over 3,200 kilograms. The towing capacity on all the Defenders is 3.5 tonnes. So what does that mean? It means you're going to be able to tow pretty much anything that you want to tow legally on the roads. This one has got the 3-litre diesel engine and 240 brake horsepower. The ranges across the Defenders start with 3 different diesel engines, all 3-litre, but with various brake horsepower from 200 to 300, and there will be a 3-litre petrol engine that's going to deliver 300 brake horsepower. That's a huge amount of power, and that will be reflected in obviously the torque and the 0 to 60 time of these vehicles. So let's have a closer look. As I say, this is the HSE. This is in white. Now this is a standard colour. There are various other paint options, although they are going to cost you more as an additional option. At the front of this one, we have got the nice LED lights. We've got some extra trim, which the HSE is going to have over the entry levels. We've got the black bonnet with the 110, so there's no missing the fact of what it is. And we've got some nice detail on the bonnet here. The one thing to note about this Defender is the HSE, we've got 22-inch black wheels. That is absolutely huge, and we've got all-season tyres. The entry-level Defender, starting at 43 or 45,000 for the 110, will come with steel wheels. For me personally, I'd be happy with a Defender S, and I've looked at that, and that comes with 18-inch alloys, and that's priced at 49,000. So, as I say, don't be put off by the price of this HSE. As we go down the near side, what are we getting? Well, we're getting various parts of trim here that set it off quite nicely. We've got the black heated and electrically operated mirrors. it's worth mentioning that the Defender comes on every model with 6 cameras. We've got a 360-degree view around, and those cameras will operate at slow speeds, so they're ideal for parking in tight spaces, town centres, or even reversing up to your caravan or trailer. And it's a really good camera system. It's played through the Pivi Pro system, the large display within the Defender. Now, if you're going to go for the hard top, which is coming, then this is going to be more of a commercial vehicle with the back. This is the passenger version of the 110, but we still have lovely tinted windows. This one's got the roof rack on, and it's also got electrically operated panoramic sunroof, which is absolutely huge. The back of the Defender, I really like the little light cluster that we've got here. That's really good. And you can see we've got a huge spare wheel. The spare wheel is a full-sized alloy. Obviously this is massive because it is 22 inch. If you had a smaller alloy or steel wheel, that's going to be a lot less noticeable. Underneath, you'll notice at the moment there is no tow bar. This does have a tow bar fitted, and I'll show you that in just a minute. The Defender, there's 3 possible tow bars available that I've been made aware of. The first tow bar is actually a fixed one, and that is for people that might be doing a lot of towing up to that 3.5 tons. So if you're towing a large agricultural trailer, that could well be the tow bar for you, and that'll have a nose weight of around 250 kilograms. The other 2 tow bars are detachable, and then the deployable, which is more for recreational towing, like the sort we would do. This one has the deployable tow bar. Now the deployable tow bar has got a nose weight capability of around 170 kilograms. It does have 13-pin electrics, and it also has an eyelet for your breakaway cable. When I open the boot of the Defender, what I really like is we've got here obviously the solid metal of the vehicle, but then we've got these rivets here holding in the internal parts. The Defender still has stuck to its sort of agricultural beginnings, and that's going to be popular with a lot of people. Inside we've got an excellent boot space, and this is all rubber lined, so don't worry if you're throwing in there dogs, pets, hay, bags of feed, you're shopping, anything that's wet, not a problem. If I just move over to this side, now there's 2 ways you can operate the deployable tow bar. You can either do that from the Pivi Pro up in the cab, which I will show you when we go in there, or from the boot. Now the Defender is on air suspension, and that's standard across all of them. It gives you the ability to lower the Defender if you need to lower it for hitching up, and it also gives you the ability to raise it, and that can be used either for hitching up or if you're off-roading, and that's all part of the setup that this car has. This car doesn't actually have the tow pack that's available, and to be fair, whether you need it is questionable. There's certainly more than enough gadgets on this car. If I press the button now, that's lowering the suspension. I don't know how clearly you can see that, but that has now lowered, so we're ready now to hitch up. I press the button, and that is deploying the tow bar. That's as difficult as it is. It will come out from under here and secure itself in position. And there we are. The electrics are here. There's no tow ball prep needed, as you can see, there's no paint on it, and the eyelet for the breakaway is just down there. At the back here as well, we've got reversing sensors, and at the front we've got front sensors. We've got a camera mounted up on the roof there, and as I say, we've got them all around. So when you reverse back, it does have tow assist, so it does show you 2 lines, which I'll show you when I do my tow, to assist you reversing back. So there we have it. That is quite simply how we operate the tow ball. We'll head around here and just finish off the outside. Now, as I say, the Defender has got plenty of features. Not only has it got all the air suspension, it's got various packs that you can buy as well, such as 4-wheel drive. Look on the website if you want to know more details specific to the car you might want to know about. But let's go inside and just have a look what we get in here. So I'm going to start with the back seats, which isn't where I normally start. The HSE comes standard with leather. As far as I know, the entry-level Defenders are a fabric option, not the full leather, but you can spec it if you want. Why I wanted to start here. Now in this one, we've got a carpet down, but what I really like is if I fold the carpet back, we do have rubber under here. Now this whole footwell is rubber and lined, and you can swill it out up to a distance, a height of a couple of inches. So if you are out with muddy boots or kids, it's easy to clean. Back here as well, we do have little pouches. We have plenty of chargers as well. So down here, if you have children or friends on board, they can keep their gadgets charged up, which is always popular. And up ahead, you can see loads of light comes in from the huge panoramic sunroof that I mentioned. On these doors here, we've got again these nice rivets, which I do quite like that feature. And we've got as well speakers back here. So the experience in the rear cab is great. These seats all lay flat. They're fully flat as well, so you can utilise the whole boot. Let's head now up into the cab where it gets a little bit more exciting. So up here in the driver's seat, the seats are electrically operated. That's standard again across the range, and they're also heated, which is a favourite of mine. All the cabs are going to have this appearance. We've got the Defender name there, and this is the Pivi Pro that I mentioned. Now this is specific to Land Rover, and what they've done as well is they've given this system its own battery, so it does operate quickly. You'll get a response from this that you wouldn't get in other vehicles. Automatic, as you can see here, and we've also got a sport mode as well. It's keyless entry. What I'll do is I'll just start it up and we can see the different systems that are available. So I've started it up. This engine, the 240 brake, has a really nice purr to it. I do like it. This, as we can see here, we'll start with Pivi Pro. So on the Pivi Pro screen, there's plenty of information here, and this is where we're going to control the car. Now you can set up your own account individual for you, so when you get in, the car will automatically set everything for you, and you can also do that with the tow function. We haven't got anything set up here, so we'll just go through what it does. Now first of all, we'll start with cameras. As I said, we've got 6 cameras, 360 degree. It works really well. You can select which camera you want to view. It brings up as well a picture of a Defender. It's obviously not your own car, but we can see all around us. Now, if I choose a camera, now that's the front camera, so it's showing us what we can see at the front, what I can see on the front right-hand corner, what I can see behind. And as you can see, it uses the model of the car to show a projection from a distance away, and that's really handy for if you are in town or you're in a tight spot. So cameras, absolutely excellent. If we go on to the towing mode of the cameras, now as I say, we've got that roof mounted camera and it's looking down so we can see here where our tow bar is. When we then go into reverse, to reverse up to hitch up, it will bring 2 yellow lines and we can reverse back and it will make sure we're straight. As well as cameras, we can also set weight sensing. The Defender will actually weigh up to 90 centimetres. Whether you choose to do that with yours is totally up to you. But if you are a serious off-roader, you know that you can do it. And if you set this, it's going to tell you when you've got a problem. You can, the sensors will trigger and give you warnings when you've got a problem. So that is a good system, especially if you're going through Fords or things like that on rural roads. We also have a low traction launch, which we're not off-road at the moment, but if you are, this vehicle has probably one of the best off-road systems going. Not only have we got various controls here as well for putting it in low box and hill descent, but you can use your Pivi Pro to assist you in really difficult terrain. We have various other things. We've got our climate control, and we've got our eco data, which is going to show you how economical you are. We can control our seats. We've got further 4x4 buttons. We've got our vehicle dimensions, which might be useful if you're wondering if you're going to fit in a space or not. It'll also tell you about off-road, because we can raise this up on the air suspension. So if you are off-road, you've got much more ground clearance. So these systems are really going to assist. We do, as I say, have the towing and trailer. Now, I haven't added a caravan or trailer, but you can add yours, and that's going to make this system much easier to use. As well as all those functions, we're also going to find the satellite navigation system. I'm not overly technical, as you probably may know, but I found this system really easy to use. As I say, I've just picked this car up this morning. This is my first go in it, and I'm manoeuvring around this system pretty easily, so don't be scared to use this. Navigation, again, there's places to enter, which I've had a go at that. That is easy to do. You can also find places to eat, which is always important to me, and where to refuel, because at the end of the day, fuel economy might not be a positive of this vehicle. You have to be realistic. With a huge curb weight and that great engine, you're going to average probably 30 to the gallon. We also have a stereo system, which is DAB, and it brings up all the various channels for you to search. And then we have the Meridian speaker system. So the sound system on this car, I mean, there literally are speakers everywhere. I've run out of counting them, but there's absolutely loads. So fantastic sound system, and as I say, a really easy to use system. As we move down onto this part of the control panel, we do have a heated front windscreen. Now, as far as I know, that is standard across the range, and the buttons are here to operate that, and also the heated rear windscreen. So we've still got buttons to press here if you like standard buttons. We can also from here operate our air suspension. We can lower it and we can raise it. Now, it will automatically take it back to the normal ride height, the standard height. I think that's once you hit around 30 miles an hour. I think it's 18 miles an hour. If you lower it at 18 miles an hour, it will bring itself back to the ride height. Also on here, as I say, we've got the low box and we've got traction control. Obviously be very careful when you decide to turn that off if you do. We also have in here the control for the air conditioning, and we've got the fans. So to increase or decrease the speed of the fan, press the fan button, turn, and it will fire in up to 7 there. And then turn back again. Temperature wise, we just turn the dials, and that's going to change it from the temperature. And for the heated seats, we push, and we can either have the cool seats, which the HSE has, or heated seats, which the other models will have. So all the dials are really simple to use there. The auto box, as you can see, we've got reverse, neutral, drive. To operate that, there's another button behind here. If I want to go into drive, I push my button behind, pull it down, it disengages my parking brake, and I'm now in drive. Equally, if I want to go to reverse, push in and up to reverse. And we can see there that it's now brought in these yellow lines that I was talking about. You've again got on-road, off-road, and your towing setting. So if you press it for towing setting and we reverse back, you can see there it's going to line up with the hitch of your trailer or caravan. So it's really easy to work. So that's that system, that's the gearbox. I'll just put it into neutral and press the parking brake. We've got USB chargers up front as well, and here the dials are all digital. I do like the dials. We've got a temperature, we've got fuel, we've got speed, we've got a picture of the car as well, so it tells you if your doors are open. And over here we've got our temperature and the revs as well. On the steering wheel, we've got a number of features where we can set our cruise control. We've got a heated steering wheel on this, which I do like a heated steering wheel. And one feature which this has, as well as the panoramic sunroof, is it has this rear view camera, well, camera mirror. As it is now, it acts as a normal rear view mirror. If I pull this button forwards, it uses the cameras to become a video. Hopefully you can see that. That gives me a massive view behind. Instead of the 22 degree that I'd get in my normal mirror, I've got almost a 45 to 50 degree view there. So that is a live video feed. It takes a little bit of getting used to, but not much. So that's it, as easy as that. Rear view camera, well, rear view mirror, sorry. And then a wider video angle. So I really like that. What we're going to do now is we're going to hitch up a caravan and we're going to have a tow test, because if you're buying this, you may well be buying it to tow, so we need to know what it's going to do. So let's hitch up and head off. So we've hitched up and we've got a Swift Eccles, which Salop Leisure have very kindly lent us for the purpose of the tow test. As I say, hitched up, ready to go. So let's find out how the Defender tows a caravan. So this particular Defender, this is the 240 brake horsepower version. It's 2-litre diesel engine. I must say the noise from the engine is lovely, and it just feels like there is so much power. In terms of its towing capability, this will tow practically anything you're going to need to tow. It will tow up to 3.5 tons, which it will do quite easily. This tow bar that's fitted at the moment, this will tow up to 3.5 tons, but there is another tow bar available for if you're towing that sort of weight on a sort of more regular basis. You can opt for that one. Obviously this one's sort of got the middle of the range tow bar, which is going to be more for your leisure towers, which is what we would be for sort of horse trailers and caravans. I must say it tows very well. It's really stable. This car has a curb weight of 2.4 tons, which is phenomenally heavy. You're probably realistically going to average about 30 miles to the gallon most of the time in a combined cycle. Towing, it depends on the weight of your trailer. Obviously it's going to be reduced though. I would estimate maybe it's going to be around 26, something like that, but I can't give you a proper figure. It depends what you're towing. Performance wise though, you're certainly going to have enough grunt in this 240 to happily pull anything along. If you opt for the lower brake horsepower, I'd imagine that's still going to be more than capable for towing. This one doesn't actually have the towing pack on it. It is an extra, and it's quite a costly extra, but it's going to be useful if you want that added reassurance of it assisting you in your towing and reversing when you arrive on pitches and things like that. But for most people like me as a leisure caravaner, I would be more than happy with just what this has. The deployable tow bar makes life a lot easier, I must say. You press the button and there it is. It's got an eyelet to hook up your breakaway cable, which is great. It's got 13-pin electrics, so it's all there for you, and then you're off. I do like the fact that it does lower itself suspension wise for you to hitch up, and then as you drive away it will raise it back to normal ride height, which I think it does that at around 18 miles an hour, I think. But again, don't quote me on that, but it will automatically raise itself to normal ride height. It's also possible, if you're on a pitch that is a little bit uneven, it's possible to raise the air suspension on the back for hitching up, and that can be useful, because I must say there has been times when we've struggled to be able to hitch up, literally because we've been so uneven, and the tow bar's at a fixed height. With having the air suspension on this, you can lower it, you can raise it. It's going to make hitching up a lot easier. towing now. We're on a dual carriageway. You can probably hear the engine just purring away in the background. It takes you up to 60 miles an hour effortlessly. I'd say you'd really have to just be careful that you keep your eye on the speedo, because it would be very easy to let this car gather speed, because I won't say you can't feel the caravan on the back. I don't like that saying. You can always feel a trailer, a caravan on the back of your tow car, because there is movement there. What I would say is the power and the weight of this car means you don't notice the caravan on the back and the speed that you are doing, and that is where you need to be careful. But yeah, it's absolutely phenomenal. I'm just going to pull out and do a small overtake of another car with trailer. So we're up to 60 miles an hour there, and that was from 50, and that's absolutely no problem. We're towing along at 2,500 revs. Yes, you will need towing mirrors. I've got our Malenkos on that we've always used. Please don't be fooled by thinking a large SUV does not need towing mirrors. It does. Always err on the side of safety. So yeah, all I can say is, in terms of how this tows, it is a phenomenal tow car. It's effortless. The air suspension, the ride is lovely. There is a little bit of bounce to it. Not too much, nothing to make you sick, because the last thing you want is to be bouncing along. But it's a lovely ride. The power's there. The visibility around the Defender's fantastic. You've got those 6 cameras as well, which makes life a lot easier. And yeah, absolutely phenomenal. So that's the new Land Rover Defender 110. As I say, this is the HSE at around £65,000. When I've been on the internet, I've looked at the Defender S, and to be fair, that would probably offer everything that I would want from a car, and that's £49,000, which is still a lot of money, but it's nowhere near the price of this, so do not be put off. I've done my best to show you some of the important features that this car has, but there are so many. What I suggest you do is, if you're interested, is go and have a look either on the website or visit your local Land Rover Defender dealer. This car is certainly worth a look. I have thoroughly enjoyed driving this car. The air suspension makes the ride absolutely amazing. The brakes are incredibly sharp. The whole car, despite its size and its weight, it's effortless to drive. And from a female point of view, I've had no problem with being able to fit in that seat and get my seat in a good position. So even if you're small like me, you won't struggle. I would say that the 240 brake horsepower is probably where I'd want to be. I don't know how the 200 would feel power-wise. Obviously, if you want more, go for it, because, well, bigger's always better. But yeah, absolutely a phenomenal power and engine, and the pull is excellent. So overall, I am absolutely delighted I've been able to test this car today. So a massive thank you to Salop Leisure and also to Hatfields Jaguar Land Rover. So there we are. I'll put all the links below. Hopefully you've enjoyed this vlog. Please subscribe if you don't. If you've enjoyed the vlog, please give me a thumbs up. If you haven't, I'm sorry, I did my best. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.